Toby drowning.
Drowning?
We cut back as soon as you were like, Toby drowning.
You told me to draw the Toby memorial yesterday.
Memorial?
You
Yesterday?
said it needs to be done by the end of this stream. I was like, okay.
So, Toby, speaking of, we're actually starting out with you. I feel like this is a great way to really get you in the mindset of where you're at. And as I said, we wanted to not let you know what was going on prior because it's more fun that way. And
if you really think about it, the deep ocean is just an extension of the beach. And previously, you have stated
that we are safe on the beach. Nothing
with
bad.
that logic, everything is the beach. Because you could say, like, the stuff behind the beach is an extension to the beach, and so on and so forth. But you guys were already attacked in the open water, so I think we've established that you're not safe out there and that things can kill you.
Well, we were on a ship, so we weren't really on the
Thank
beach.
you very much for that helpful clarification to let me know that I am not safe.
Yep, that's definitely what we want every time we play games, is for everybody to know they're not safe.
Hey, new viewers today, yeah, we're cooked.
It's not a safe space.
Oh god, that's terrible. No, it is. It is.
It
Totally
It is. It is. It's just not for us as
not for people who
players?
are scared of the deep ocean and us.
Everybody just leaves.
See, I like what Jarian is saying. I like what Jarian is saying. But if we have sand and water, that is a beach. Therefore, they are safe.
Isn't the beach the fact that it's above water too?
Would it be a beach if we were on the ocean floor?
And there's sand and water, yeah.
Good.
Oh no, I wasn't sure where you put that.
It's in the
Or is it like SpongeBob? There's like, you know, the like.
So anyway,
there are oceans in the water someplace.
Already starting out strong with the distraction immediately. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, I see her doing her.
That doesn't count. That was about
I
the
just want to
campaign.
know if I'm going to be safe or not this session.
So, Toby, you were left behind a little bit, but it was fine because your fellow friends were just headed to the library. You find yourself in the city that Mo calls home. It's very interesting. I don't believe you've ever been here before except for in those weird dream vision things. But you're actually able to walk around. You're kind of just taking your time looking at things in the shop and making your way to the library to meet up with everybody else. Surely nothing has gone awry in a library. Like, what could go wrong in a library?
In Toby's head, he's just like, who goes to a brand new city and goes to the library? What a bunch of nerds.
So you're heading to the library, and you don't know where exactly in the library you're meeting up, but you are given a crab that is told to help ensure that you're able to breathe perpetually underwater. So this is like a crab backpack. And this crab kind of
on your shoulders.
Yeah, it gives whoever has it on, like as you're wearing it, the ability to breathe underwater so long as you have him. You already are able to hold your breath for a long time, but it is safer to have the ability to breathe, and it's kind of given to you by an attendant as you're walking in. She lets you know that your companions went inside ahead of you. You walk in. You see a bunch of these cute little otter creatures that are holding orbs, and they seem to be helping some other people who are wandering around the library. The library is very beautiful and has a lot of weird glowing bubbles and things like that around. Also, I think the music is paused, love.
Oh.
But yeah, there are a bunch of glowing, or it's just not playing on my side. Oh. Weird. Can anybody else hear the music?
Nope.
Nope.
There's no music in
It's
my
gone.
head.
Oh, you might have to refresh, Lovey. Anyway, but yes, there's a bunch of glowing bubbles. There are Tatos that are skittering about. There's a couple of Tatos that are actually building a fort. out of some of the books and things like that in this library. And yes, the library is underwater. Not all of the city was underwater. There were sections that were actually open, where you could walk, where it was like these huge bubbles making it so you had paths to just walk down. And as you're kind of glancing around looking for your companions, out of nowhere, a whirlpool opens up above the library in the main area of it. A bunch of people gasp and look up at it as it's very sudden, and out of the whirlpool comes a book with a couple of Tatos holding onto it, and the Tatos squeal and the book falls, and the whirlpool just kind of goes away and disintegrates. And then everybody's looking around like, what? And the Tatos just continue on their way, getting up, taking the book, and walking away. And then, as you're stunned and trying to figure out what just happened, another whirlpool suddenly opens up in the same spot, but this time, instead of having a book fall through it, it just suddenly begins seeming really unstable and begins kind of pulling some of the smaller things into it. Not any people, luckily, but just smaller objects and things. Yep. So, what do you do?
Sorry, I got a little distracted. Do the crab backpacks have a name?
They don't, but you can name yours.
Well, not like a name, because I was like, what if it was like a crab satchel? It was a cratchel, or like a snapsack.
Snap snack is
Backpack.
better.
No, that's a backpack.
The first one you should not go with. That does not sound very
A crabchel?
appropriate.
A crabchel. That's. I like.
We'll have to think on it. Tatos in chat, come up with a couple of names on what a crab backpack that helps you breathe underwater would be called.
Thank you.
Yes. That is so funny that you're like, look, I know a lot of other stuff has happened, but what is this crab backpack called?
This is D&D. I think
Clawback. Sorry.
I mean, if the whirlpool is like pulling things, or like there are things in the whirlpool, like as I'm walking, am I walking or am I swimming?
You're kind of doing a half and half. It's like it's like
It's like when you're like walking
able
on the
to
bottom
walk,
of a pool.
but yeah, you have like less of
Mhm.
gravity feel to it. But yeah, kind of like semi-float walking.
Huh. Is the whirlpool pulling me, or is it just visual? Like, do I feel like the currents around me?
You can feel the suction of it, and you see as like a couple of small books are being pulled in. Everybody seems kind of frantic and seems to be trying to grab books, and then a couple of the otters seem to be quickly trying to secure everyone away from the whirlpool, and there's definitely like a commotion going on. You still don't see your companions though.
There's the otter, by the way.
Oh, this is very strange. Are there whirlpools in other libraries? I'm not really sure. I don't know what. Are there chairs in this library?
Yes.
Toby's gonna throw a chair at the whirlpool.
I was like, would there be chairs in a floaty-ish
It's
environment?
like a
I
kelp
was
forest, like
"Mm."
maybe like floating ones that you can like sit in, and they still like move around
Oh,
with
that's
the currents.
cute. I like
And
that.
some like
Okay.
rocking chairs, but you're just...
You throw it in, and it sucks it up and goes somewhere, but you don't see where. So it's like this weird flat whirlpool where stuff is going into it, but you don't see where it's going, and you can kind of tell that there's like nothing behind it. It's just like the rest of the, underwater. But yeah, it seems to go
Guys?
somewhere.
Guys, are you in the portal?
You hear nothing.
Can we hear them?
I was about to say, does it work like the cans with the string on them?
I'm trying to see without any knowledge. You have no knowledge of what's going on and stuff. That's why I was so excited for you not to know what's going on.
Huh. Okay. Hey, excuse me, have you seen a very large kanji and a very small plant and a bug go into that portal?
Ooh, this would be you, Levy, as far as your little dude, because he was the one that led the other people.
Is he's talking to Pep now?
Yeah,
And
he's kind of just saying, I think, generally to everyone as there's panic.
I'll say Pep comes up.
Yeah.
Pep, come over. Okay, so one of the little otter mermaid people swims off this pearl and is say, "Oh, hello. How can I help you? What was that you were wondering? You're looking for someone?"
Yes, I have a couple of friends. Big jelly kanji person. You're probably familiar with them.
Oh,
Big
yes, I
bug
know them.
person and small plant person. They came into the library here earlier.
Are you
but they're
talking
not
about Moira
here.
and her friends?
Yes, Moira and her friends. They're not here, but this whirlpool is here now. Do you know what happened to them?
Oh, I did see them earlier. You don't work for the library, do you?
I don't work for the library, no.
Oh, okay. So the otter like swims around you and stuff and gets closer and you say, okay, so technically, I did take them to the restricted area, and there was a whirlpool there. I don't know. I guess maybe they did something with that. I don't know. I don't. Would that be relevant? You think in this situation?
I think that would be relevant. The restricted section, you said?
Yeah, they were looking for some kind of information that we don't really usually let people have, and there was a big whirlpool blocking it.
Okay, great.
I
Let's
didn't
go
want to get
back.
too close though, because whirlpool. I don't
Right,
know.
we see the whirlpool. What information were they looking for? Is the whirlpool just staying there, or is it getting bigger?
It's really unstable, and it seems to just be kind of growing and shrinking and growing and shrinking, like it's getting ready to just. So yeah, it's kind of aggressive, right above you.
Huh. Toby's going to. Wait, no, is that 10 minutes? No, duration instantaneous. Can I summon it instantly?
You know, I feel like also speaking.
We need
of-
more dramatic.
There we
Shoot, no,
go.
that takes 10 minutes. That takes a bonus action. Thank you for adjusting the music to
Yeah, I feel like this meets the mood a little
soothing
better.
vibes.
There is also a Tato that is actively casting a fishing lure into the whirlpool. Tato, roll a d20 in chat.
Oh, yeah, I was doing that.
Do I have anything that I could throw into? No, not necessarily. I mean, I do. Okay. Toby's gonna grab another chair and throw another chair into the whirlpool.
It gets pulled in as well.
Great.
And
Moira?
also the Tato gets pulled in.
Oh yeah, the Tato only got an 8, so the fishing would just he pulls the Tato into there.
Actually, that's a better idea. Can I grab another Tato?
Yes.
Toby's gonna grab another Tato
Mm-hmm.
and is going to sorry about this, is going to put him next to the end of, I guess it's Bobicus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm grabbing
and
Bobicus.
Also will steal
Yeah,
that.
and we're going to I'm going to hold them up to the end of the halberd and tie them to the end of the halberd, and then start inching the halberd over the whirlpool,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll start lowering them down into the whirlpool.
Okay. It's technically above you, so you're kind of like poking them upward, like you would like poke into a ceiling. The whirlpool.
Mhm. Upward.
So
Yeah.
you were able to poke them in, but you feel the suction increase as like your halberd's halfway into it, roll a strength check or a strength saving throw to see if it gets sucked out of your hand.
I almost just spilled my entire coffee.
Oh no.
Okay. Aura protection, charisma modifier. Okay.
Also, Tato's in chat.
Ooh,
You
wait a
guys
minute.
are being whipped around, and you do see something. Tato's in
Someone
chat.
gave Someone gave me inspiration, right?
There is something
Oh,
in this
yes.
whirlpool.
You have inspiration, Toby.
Thank you. I'm gonna use that immediately.
Oh,
Oh, you get a power buff too.
did
nice.
that just
That's one.
redeem too?
Yeah, it's just one,
Well, I mean,
but
you know,
it's still one.
yeah.
So that's gonna be 12 plus 3 plus 5. So that's 20.
Ooh.
Oh, math's hard.
You are able to pull it back, and your thing's still fine, and the Tatoes are still fine, but they seem a little disheveled. If Tatoes could have messy hair,
Oh, with the leaves, like
yeah.
bent and like.
Abacus is saying in chat as like I'm holding onto them.
I dream
my
about
mother's-
snakes at
my
night,
mother's-
not in a
My
spicy
mother's
way.
maiden name, like
I like Laura's as
torturing
well.
them.
My Tato screams incoherently.
I just imagine them going in there like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
The Tatoes seem fine, besides a little disheveled.
So the one
so like I've stuck them in and then I've pulled them back out.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm sorry, what was your name?
Oh, I'm Pep.
Pip or Pep?
Pep.
That did not clarify anything for me. My name is Toby Barkentail.
Oh, wow.
If I don't return, please tell our story.
Oh, yeah.
And Toby's going to let the Tato go, and then he's going to jump up towards the portal.
Tell Moira I said hi.
As you go into it. Okay, fantastic. I love it.
That's always a good sign when the DM says that.
Yeah. Why would you think that I would love something that's bad?
If any other Tatoes are going with Toby, you should now grab onto him.
Oh yeah.
To make it easier to
Tatoes,
get through the
who
whirlpool.
wish to go with Toby, speak now or forever hold your peace, because we are going to cut to the other players. And remember, somewhere on this quest, there is a Tato bubble blower gun, and there is only one, so only one Tato will be able to obtain this and have it for the quest.
and
I
no-
really hope someone gets it.
And know that Tatoes, because of the chaos magic, you all actually have +4 to your rolls now. So
Yep.
you got a good
Ooh.
buff.
Thanks to a chaos
Mhm.
magic.
So just be aware of that when you're rolling.
Okay, so cutting back to our other lovely players. I love this, by the way, because this is what I mean when I say there are times where you guys make choices that I didn't think about. And so there was a situation from last time where I had to think, like, how would this work? Because I didn't think that you guys were going to do what you did with, like,
We always forget the dispel
breaking-
magic.
yeah, breaking
Sphere that we gave them.
the magical whirlpool and then faking a new one in the
Yep.
same spot. Like I don't know how I didn't, but I didn't. But anyway, so you guys are secure. There is a lot of stuff that is being sucked into this portal around you, this like whirlpool portal thing. You guys managed to do really well on your saves, so I imagine that you guys secured yourselves to the rocky, kind of cliffy little nook that you guys are in. But because you had perfectly put this whirlpool to cover you guys doing a shenanigan back here, you have no way around it. You guys are stuck in this nook, and this thing seems as though it is expanding. And so what are you all doing? Yeah?
Twinkle is clung onto Ellie's leg.
Yeah.
It's like arms and legs wrapped around. I messed up!
You did this!
I didn't mean to! When you drop a spell, it's supposed to stop!
So
Is there any... Wait, Mo, I think you're muted.
Am I?
Oh,
Now-
now you're not.
Yep.
Well, I could take another stab at it. Well, you wanted a whirlpool, right?
Yeah, but it's really big now, and it's gonna suck us in.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. Very
All right.
scary.
Where is are any Tatos with us as well?
I think there are probably some Tatos that were already over there on your side. I know Biddy with Toby, has a bunch coming in through now, but as far as Tatos, which Tatos are already over there with Twinkle, Ellie, and Mo, and which ones are just coming in through with Toby? Because that is a good question.
I do know that V Demon's Tato usually hangs out with Mo, so I'm just wondering.
Most
if,
likely.
And then you said a couple of Tatos are coming in.
Yes.
Oh, so there's Tatos coming in.
Yes. I believe that was happening now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Oh.
there are some Tatos that are wanting to go towards you guys. You do see as a couple of Tatos make their way through the whirlpool that's in front of you, appearing before you, before immediately getting sucked backwards into the whirlpool. So it's kind of like this weird jarring thing where you see some moving towards you and they're like, and then they go, and they just go backwards into the whirlpool.
Is it like this horrible loop where they just keep going back and
It
forth
seems
and
like
getting
it's different
sucked in?
Tatos, but it's hard
Okay.
to tell.
There is also another Tato that's trying to counter spin the whirlpool to go, make it go the opposite way.
I like that. I like that.
Good idea. Any ideas on how to stop this?
Well, if we just left,
Where?
isn't that? Can we not go
Well,
out?
no,
That
because
way.
they're. Oh, I recognize that one, and that one. No. Oh, where are they going?
I feel like I
Could
recall
I-
last session you were saying sorry, just to clarify, the room had an opening out into just the ocean, right?
No, it's kind of you guys were in what I could best describe as like a crevasse, and so the ceiling was out to the open ocean, and then there was a whirlpool, and when you dispelled the whirlpool, you went behind it, and behind the whirlpool was almost like a nook into the crevasse that was more like deep into the rocky stone itself, creating like this little cup. And then you put your new whirlpool over the entirety of the entrance to hide what you guys were doing. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So we are in fact trapped.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah. And you couldn't stop it.
Oh, and for clarification for our Tatos in chat and our players, there were in fact 2 different whirlpools. So there was a whirlpool that the players that were here last time, so that's Twinkle, Ellie, and Mo, all of them, did a shenanigan and stuff like that.
That's a good way to describe it. Did a shenanigan should be a phrase we use more.
I feel like that's the catchphrase.
Yeah.
Of this team. And then there is a different whirlpool that appeared, and that is the one that Toby, not knowing where his companions are or went into. Yes.
Yes.
We like whirlpools, you.
Yeah, we really like
We appreciate
whirlpools.
them.
But yeah, so yeah, what are you guys doing? You do see that there are Tatos that seem to be able to get to you. However, you're not able to get through to the other side as there's like this suction pulling that way. Almost like a one-way mirror situation.
Mo's gonna cast what was it called? Is it web? But
Web.
right in the corner, like in a way so when they come in and they walk in, they get like attached, but they can't get pulled into.
Aww, I like that. So any Tatos in chat, you guys now have something to be able to get attached to so you don't get sucked backwards in the portal.
That's nice. That's very thoughtful. Do I keep throwing stuff at it? I don't know what to do here, guys. I'm at a loss.
Should we try to dispel it again? I feel like that might be what caused this in the first place, but I don't know what else to do.
They'll like look to their spear and just be like, we would have to wait a day.
Oh,
and
oh,
we have that prepared.
You guys are sitting there, and I imagine the suction at this point, like especially with Mo, like all your tendrils, you're like having them pulled in front of you, so it's almost like caught in a windstorm. You're sitting there, like it's like
That's
blowing all
horrible.
around and stuff. Twinkle, you might be losing a couple of leaves, and you guys are just sitting there, and you're like, could wait a day, as it's just like.
I can cast it, actually. I have it prepared. So just wish me luck. I hope I don't make it worse again.
Do it, do it, do it.
And she'll try to cast Dispel Magic on it. It's at a 3rd level.
Ooh. Okay. Within the other side.
The other side.
Okay. So you cast it, and the whirlpool disappears.
I did
You
it!
did it!
I didn't make it worse!
Should we go before it comes back?
Yeah,
not-
yeah, we should go. We should go.
Yeah.
I did
We'll talk
actually-
later, but
I
yeah,
did-
you didn't make it worse.
I did
This is
cast
the ocean.
Pass Without a Trace on us, and I think she still is trying to maintain it in case we need to sneak out. So she's like, we can still sneak out if we want.
Why would you need to
This is a-
sneak out? You didn't do anything.
This is a great moment. Congratulations, Twinkle. What happened to Toby?
Yeah, Toby jumped in. Is he now just there?
Yeah,
Ah,
that's honestly why I was trying to think. What did you do to refresh this last time?
Hit refresh.
Oh, that makes sense. So Toby, going back to you,
Okay.
you go through and you are teleported. You end up in what seems like a dark underwater cave that has been set up to almost be like an office. There are a lot of bubbled scrolls and journal entries and things. You actually see a large scroll that has some information and a big map on it. And next to that, there is actually a weird looking device that kind of has a spiral that looks almost like a whirlpool on it. And it is glowing with like a magical aura. But as you get teleported in there, for a moment, you have the whirlpool behind you, but then there's kind of this jarring magical sound, and the whirlpool that leads back is gone. There is
One-way
no
trip, I
clear
see.
exit, by the way.
So it's just me, the crab sack, and a couple of potatoes.
Yes. So any Tatos that have now teleported in here, you guys are alone in this dark, weird cave that has been formed into almost like an office area with a lot of papers and things like that. So any Tatos that went with him, you may try to look for the bubble gun if you so please. Who knows? Could be here, could be further on. I don't know. I do know.
Is there light in here?
It is not lit very much at all. There's like a dim glow of some algae on the walls, so you get like a vague idea of things.
Oh, there are also some bioluminescent water bugs that are flying around a little bit in here, but still not very bright.
But yeah, it is very, very dim.
Hey, Tatos who are with me, can you guys go round up some of those water bugs so we could get a working light?
Grind them up.
What? Roundup.
Oh,
Roundup.
Roundup. Oh my god,
No,
I heard
grind them up.
Roundup. I was like, oh
Look,
my
I
god.
have a bug in my party. I would never grind up bugs just willingly. We're just gonna
Round
That's
to
round
why
them
I
up and
was
put them in a jar.
concerned.
I thought you said ground too, and I was like, oh dang, okay.
Round them up. You like putting fireflies in a jar. Like that's what.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay. While they're working on that, Toby is going to start looking at some of the like journal entries and scrolls and stuff. Is it written in a language that he knows?
Some of them are, and some of them are not. You actually recognize that these languages vary all over the place. These scrolls seem to be ones that were gathered from across the country. They are in a ton of different languages, and again, some of them you recognize and some of them you don't. All of the ones that you do recognize the languages of seem to be talking about different umbra, so are dragons, and they seem to be talking about just different lore that different races and cultures have had about the original dragons or umbras.
Well, this is quite the predicament. How are we doing on those water bugs?
Oh yeah, how is everybody doing, David? With the water bugs?
Well, currently,
Oh, I see a rope to wrangle
yeah,
a
one
water
of them
bug.
is so a Tato is crafting some ropes. Another one is getting a jar to contain the water bugs. So,
Oh, good.
yeah. So anyone who is attempting to catch a water bug, you now have a rope and stuff. If you would like to roll, maybe animal handling or dexterity, either or, something like that. Don't worry, just everything in here is flooded, so water will be in there.
Yeah, you're underwater.
Yeah.
You're in the water.
Yeah.
Luckily, Tatoes don't need to breathe.
Yeah.
Luckily.
Yeah, I mean, very fortunately. Tatoes are
Mhm.
just spirits in like coconut mix.
Yep.
And then for our other lovely players, because I'm gonna try to keep jumping back and forth, so you each can do things. You guys are able to sneak out past the little crevasse. Most of the stuff that was there is now gone, because it was sucked into the whirlpool that was in front of you. You do, however, obtain a couple of things, being a potion of water breathing, very helpful while being underwater, and a rusty boat anchor that has some ancient text written on it in a weird form that none of you would recognize. And you get a couple of gold pieces. You get 4 gold pieces.
How big is this anchor?
It's pretty big. I would say it's like the size of Twinkle, so if you end up
That's not
wanting to
that big,
leave it,
really.
you could. But it's heavy. That's why it didn't get pulled into the whirlpool.
That's fair, but we're underwater, so how heavy is it?
It'd be lighter, right?
Yeah, because
Like-
underwater mechanics.
Yeah.
I don't
But it
know
would
how
still
heavy are
sink, so I
anchors
don't know how-
usually.
I mean, they're heavy. They sink to the bottom still, but like, I don't know how heavy it is.
It's anchor heavy.
Anchors are designed
we-
to float to the bottom.
Float.
Do we care about this anchor, or should we just, leave it?
You said we can't. It's in like there's stuff on it in a language we can't understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. It just kind of looks like it says gibberish to me, so I don't know that it's worth carrying around.
Okay. And I'll leave it.
So what are you guys doing?
Are we back in the main part of the library now?
If you
Or
guys
no?
want to be, you can. You were stealthy because Twinkle had casted a stealth on you. There's no more whirlpool back there, and there's no more whirlpool in the main library when you guys get there, up to the main area, you see that things look a lot more disheveled, as though something happened up there. You had heard a ruckus at one point that you chose to ignore, and so you have no idea what happened up there. But you do see some Tatoes still kind of finagling with some of the books and things like that, running around.
Oh, yeah, there's a Tato using Mage Hand to like grab scrolls and things like that off the shelves.
And you still don't see Toby, who should have met you guys by now here. Nobody seems suspicious of you all or seems to be looking for you so much as they're just trying to sort things and get things back in order.
Oh, a Tato also swims over to Mo, I believe, and asks them if they'd be upset if the Tato sabotage their sister's shelves, the sections that have their books.
All
And
the
they-
Tatoes are like, we're gonna destroy your
Yeah.
sister's stuff because you're better.
At least that's what you think they say, because they're trying to say it in Tatonese since you're trying to learn.
Oh, yeah, so you're getting little bits of it.
Yeah, so yeah, you're not 100% sure if that's what they said completely. Oh,
wait.
you're muted.
Your mic keeps, like, being off and on randomly.
Oh, it could just be me forgetting to mute and unmute. What spaghetti? Sicily? I don't know what that means. This is really not the time for me to study up on my Tatanese. Hello? Yes. No, actually don't. No chaos. What would Toby do? We are good Tatoes. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to do that. And Mo is just going to like comfort them. But seeing like not Toby there, they're just like, where is Toby? Could you find them?
Oh yeah, he was supposed to meet us here.
Yeah, this way.
And they look at their non-existent clock for a second. It's all just random symbols.
Do any Tatoes try to communicate where Toby is?
Oh, I was just asking that.
Chat. Oh, that's so fun. Same brain.
Yeah.
Oh.
What will Toby do if you already got in trouble? And then
Ooh. Okay, I know everybody's kind of working on things on Toby's side, so I don't know if any Tatoes stayed back for the rest of the party to help with that. But
I know we had at least one Tato that was specifically hanging out with us.
Sarah, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody in chat who would like to help the rest of the players. But while you guys are looking around trying to wait and figure out if a Tato is going to aid you in figuring out where Toby is, you see as kind of the flustered attendant that was at the front goes up to all of you and it is just like, goodness, I am so sorry. I cannot believe that happened. Oh, I apologize. Moira, please. I am so sorry. I don't know what happened. It seems like there was a bit of a ruckus in here. And goodness, you have spent plenty of time here that we normally are very good about keeping things orderly.
Oh, yes. Have you seen a friend of ours?
Oh, yes. Yeah, the gentleman, I believe he came in a little bit earlier, a couple of minutes ago or so. Yeah. Did he not meet up with you? I don't know what's happening here. I'm just getting informed myself. I heard some screaming and people being quite upset. Something about a whirlpool?
No, they haven't. They
So weird, yeah, just
Yeah.
always loud.
something, to look
Weird.
into for next time. But they will like turn to Twinkle and Ellie. Earlier, were they supposed to meet us, or were we
Yeah,
supposed to meet them?
I guess we never decided on like a meet-up spot.
No, we probably should from here on out.
I can cast sending. I do worry about using all of my spells at the very beginning.
No. You don't have to. I think. Well,
Maybe we should get
I need-
sending stones.
well, I can make like stones with the potatoes, and then we can just throw it and see
Yeah.
what they can find. Toby. Magic. What is it? Magic stone for my. I can't remember my sling. They're just like, no, please, save your strength. We should find them. Yes. They came earlier, the last time that they were here. Could you take us there?
Oh,
The
yeah. Well, I
last
mean,
spot?
they came in through the front entrance, so they should either be here or have passed by you. Did you maybe walk past them?
No, I think we would have noticed if we walked past him.
Pep just in the background.
You know, there's a lot of books, so I get a little distracted.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. A Tato actually goes up to you all with a little scrabbly painting on like a leaf that seems to almost be coming off because it's in water. And it has a scribbly, wavy water line and then a stick figure below it, and the Tato just kind of taps it.
Oh, they're also potatoes with the water bugs trying to make a ball of them glowing brighter and brighter.
Oh, but that's in the other area. That's where Toby is.
Oh yes, I don't remember how far away that was.
I do have an idea. I don't know if this will work. Excuse me, ma'am. I know it's still a bit chaotic. Do you mind if I make a really loud noise to try to get Toby's attention? I know libraries are supposed to be quiet, but it's a little urgent.
Oh, goodness. I mean, I guess since you are Miss Moira's companions, of course you can.
All right. She's gonna cast thaumaturgy, but it's gonna look like she's making like a megaphone out of, like, I guess like a big leaf or something.
Cute.
And then
like
she's like, "Attention, library customers! Toby, if you are here, please meet your party at the front desk. Toby, meet your party at the front desk."
It's like at a grocery store.
you.
You're like
Yeah.
on the intercom, like you tell people like, come up to the cash register.
So cutting back to you, Toby, you hear very faintly, and I almost imagine almost like how it is at like a grocery store or something. It's a very staticky, very like
Probably because the distance too.
you hear that. But
Toby
it seems
is
like it's really
currently-
far.
Toby has currently gotten all the water bugs that are in the thing and is shining the light at all the scrolls and stuff, and has decided to just start.
Yeah.
You know, that's fair.
It's like this one says Umbra, that one says Umbra. Like,
Don't even know
This
what
one-
that says.
don't even know what that says. And then
Um,
upon hearing it, hearing the noise, like, I think that's Twinkle. Is it?
This is Twinkle and Friends looking for Toby.
I'm really glad they clarified that, actually. And Toby's gonna grab his bag of books and scrolls and stuff, and you said there was like a gem or like an orb that had like a whirlpool inside of it, or
yeah, it has like a swirling whirlpool shape going onto it.
Yeah, and he's gonna grab that.
That's a mood right there. I'd have to take it.
Is it cursed? Are we giving you yet another cursed item like we did with the umbrella? Who knows?
Hey, that one's not cursed.
Toby's gonna take it, put it in the bag really quickly, and start. If there's a direction to the voice, is gonna start walking in that direction
you
with like
notice
the orb of like glowing water bugs now, like a balloon.
Yeah, like behind you, like there's a
Yeah.
Potatoes did good with that. You guys
Yeah,
in chat, you
They
guys
have
did
a
good.
big glowing orb of water bugs.
You are stuck in an enclosed space, which is comforting because you are deep underwater in a dark enclosed space, like a cave
brighter
that
now.
has no exit. But it is brighter.
Yeah.
Because you collected all the bugs. You do see exits, but they are bug-sized, as though like the bugs can climb through the rock and rubble, and the holes are like this big. So that's where bugs are crawling in from, but there's no clear exit.
Twinkle. Mom. Like, that's the mood. Like,
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you were calling Twinkle Mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, learning
that's the
something
mood.
new.
You're just like a kid lost at the supermarket, going,
Mhm.
"Oh, Mom."
That's me
Just like-
at the zoo as a child.
Oh, sweetie.
He's just
So
got
that's
the,
why you're like
the
that.
glowing balloon
Wait,
behind
what was
him
that?
going, Twinkle.
Did you just get
Mara?
slammed?
I did.
Gosh.
No, fine. No more tidbits about my past.
Like,
Never. It's all lost. No
sorry.
more David lore.
It's too easy.
oh gosh. I like that Biddy's sitting there like saying this cute scene of like the balloon and stuff, and then Rachel's just like, let me take this moment.
I respect the hustle.
Oh goodness. Okay, so unfortunately your voice does not reach her for whatever reason. You can hear her faintly, and that is with the thaumaturgy, which makes your voice much louder. But you can only hear her faintly. So wherever you are far enough or deep enough within something that your voice does not quite reach.
Ooh, there is a one of the Tatos does tell Toby that they can attempt to teleport them out with the power of their necklace. So you do get told they can attempt that. As you see, some other Tatos look like they're trying to squeeze through the holes, the bugs, which I think they could probably squeeze through,
They're
right?
like this big.
Oh,
And so-
actually, never mind. They
so
can't fit
actually,
through there.
the Tatos are like sitting there, like trying to wedge themselves like this. And you just see them like sticking out of the holes like that, and
Yeah.
they're just like, oh.
I hate how cursed my brain is because I'm just immediately thinking of like the Junji Ito like hole in the wall thing.
Why are you doing that to me? Why are you doing that to me? I'm not drawing that. I already had enough hard time with Uzumaki and Spiral. My goodness, don't start with me.
Are you sure you're
I
not
I can't
trying
read that manga.
The Tatos are just pointing in the hole, going, "That hole, it's made for me."
but do it.
Enough, Toby. Biddy, I'm asking you, please don't.
All right, sorry.
It's literally conjuring it. My head is itching now. Thank you. Ow.
Your soft face. Oh god.
oh gosh. Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right. Toby is going to attempt to remember the direction in which he heard Twinkle's voice and just start swimming in that direction just very quickly.
Okay. You begin swimming in that direction and you hit a wall.
Ow. That can't be right.
You're completely enclosed.
Yep.
Yeah,
Except the bug holes.
except for the bug holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who has a lab here but there's no exits or entrances? Also, why am I thinking out loud?
oh no, you're already losing
I'm
it.
imagining he's talking to the other Tatos that are just floating in the room.
That one Tato is like, I could get you out. Maybe.
Yeah, that one's like, yeah,
Possibly.
maybe.
It's like taking the light and just like shining it along the walls. Like, are there any holes that could any semblance of anything that could like squeeze through? Or they're all
There
tiny holes.
is at least a hole big enough for one of the Tatos that is thinking small and nimble. I see you guys in chat. You're like small and nimble. That you're able to squeeze through. Yeah.
Huh. And like shining the light, can he look through the other side? Is it open on the other side of that hole? Or is it just...
It's just dark. Like the light doesn't go far enough through it. It's very suffocating feeling to know that you can't see outside and you're underwater in some kind of hole.
There's a Tato trying to shape elements. It's wanting to think about doing that.
I mean, yeah, this is fine. You know, it's not, you know, like we're not in an airship that's falling out of the sky. Like we're just stuck underwater in a cave with no light or people.
least
I'm
you
gonna
have a
die down
crab
here, aren't I?
backpack that will help you breathe
Yeah,
for a decent while.
Okay, you with the glowing necklace, let's try it. Let's try to teleport out of here.
Oh, okay. J-Rain Tato, he is taking you up on your offer.
J-Rain, roll a d20. Just for funsies.
I think if we think small and we think friends, we should be able to make it out of here. It'll be fine.
Oh no. Okay. So J-Rain is trying to teleport you out, and they teleport you, but unfortunately they teleport you into a smaller little hole in some rock. And so now you are enclosed in a space. You don't have a fear of this, right?
All right. Okay, that did not work as planned.
Yeah, luckily, at least, Bug Tato is trying to send bugs to go find Ellie to communicate to her what's going on.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Is there a larger space that Toby can see from his cramped position?
You see through the crack that you can see open water. There's like you're stuck, and then there's this tiny little crack that goes up really far, but you can see above that it looks like it might be outside.
How far?
Like 20 feet.
Misty step.
Oh, okay.
Nice. So you're able to thankfully Misty step out. So you're like trapped for a second, and then you Misty step out, and you are in the open ocean, and you can actually see the lights of the library. You are actually in the side of a rocky cliffside, deep underwater, because this area, all of this is very deep underwater, in kind of like this big section of stone and stuff. And it seems as though wherever you were was actually built inside one of these pockets in this large stone structure that is over next to the library. But you were actually able to see down there.
Am I still within the barrier?
You are on like the outskirts of the barrier. I would say you're like right on the edge of what would be the barrier to the city and what would be encapsulated within not killing people with pressure of being deep underwater.
That's good. Yes, I'm not dead, so I should be inside. You're right. Absolutely. Toby's gonna start swimming back towards the library.
So all of our lovely other players, now we can throw you back together.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Did I still have the glowing bug balloon?
Yes.
Toby is going to tie the end of that to a rock, right where he came out from, to mark it,
Oh,
and
that's
then
good.
is going to go back towards the library.
Smart.
Smart. Darn. I was gonna be like, now you'll never find it again. Thinking. Okay.
Using your mind.
Those poor bugs. They'll probably die in there.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, you swim back, and so fortunately we're able to also. Did the music cut out again to where it's like being weird?
I just hear the bubbles just. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I don't know why that side is.
Yeah, I hear bubbles.
Weird.
I hear occasional piano chords in the background, just a bum bum bum.
I don't know.
This one, we might just need a different one, love. I don't think that one's working as well.
But anywho, yeah. So you guys are able to all reconvene, and fortunately, because splitting the party is always hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are back together. You guys just see as you're like talking to figure out where Toby is. Twinkle, you screamed, and a bunch of people were like, "Jeez," because it was really loud. And yeah, there are some people like shushing you as they're trying to clean up books and things. Tatoes are trying to communicate things to you. You guys are trying to figure out what's what, and then sure enough, just swimming up out of pretty much the ceiling area, comes Toby, just paddling on over, like, hey.
Am I still outside of the library?
Yeah. You're like
So,
coming
like-
in from like the ceiling of the library because there's like a lot of bubbles with lights and stuff to light the library so you can read and whatnot. And you're basically just like coming in from the what looks like the ceiling of the library. You're just like swimming through because again, this is all still like open water.
And we see this. I'm gonna throw the book I was reading. Just like kind of, oh my god! And then the book's just gonna go flying. There's Toby!
My eye! Somebody behind you.
Hi, I heard the announcement, but I was really far away.
You what? Why weren't you in the library? Did you leave?
I was in the library. Funny story.
Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It is the Grand Library, so I guess
it is
you could get
it's
lost.
a very large library. I've never really been to a library before, but apparently there are whirlpools that exist within the library.
Yeah.
And I threw a chair in, and that
pretty
didn't do much.
rudimentary.
And then I took a potato and I held it next to it, and didn't really do much. So I jumped in.
Why?
You guys weren't here. I thought you guys went into the whirlpool.
Well,
No, the logic
sounds like
does
something we
does
could
make
do.
sense. Yes,
This isn't the first time that I've been left alone and trying to find you guys. Like,
that is true.
I've done crazier things. I've walked into a tunnel I've walked into the light at the end of the tunnel, like the literal metaphor of dying, in order to try to find you guys.
Fair.
that's fair. And honestly, you were on the right track. We were also near a whirlpool, but I guess they were different whirlpools.
Is there more than one?
There's a who was
I mean,
is Pep here?
We didn't
Oh.
do anything to the whirlpool. We just saw it.
Pep is around. Toby, if you look, he's just like swimming around, like looking at squirrels and going. So he is.
Pep saw the whirlpool. I think a lot of other patrons here actually saw the whirlpool too. There's still books on the ground.
well,
Fair.
that's typical of libraries, I believe.
What books on the ground?
I'm just gonna knock
No,
another book over.
whirlpools well, kanji cannot go through them, so a door isn't really helpful. We can just float or
Huh.
do something differently, like magic. But a whirlpool would be like, no, do not cross. It's
Okay.
another way to, say restricted section. Not that I would know, but
So I went to the restricted section.
well,
you
the
know-
one we were around. No,
Yeah.
we weren't around them. We've heard that the restricted section might have whirlpools. Oh, that.
Okay.
That-
What we've learned, what I'm taking away from this conversation is we really need to invest in some sending stones.
Yeah, I was just about
Yeah.
to suggest we need a better way to find
Right?
each other.
Okay, great. Because
Yeah.
I swam into a whirlpool
Yeah.
that was a portal
We shouldn't do that.
because I thought you guys went into the whirlpool that was a portal.
No, you should know us better than to go into a whirlpool. I'm sorry.
Do I? Should I know you better than to go into a whirlpool portal? We've
sounds
been on
like
some
something we
crazy stuff together, Ellie. We went to the fourth dimension the first week I met you.
Oh yeah, we didn't we? Yeah, there was all these
Don't
weird
talk about those
stairs
times.
and oh yeah, we would go.
I
into
still
a
haven't
whirlpool.
recovered from that. Like,
I
there's
teleported on top of an umbra of my own will. Of
That-
course
that
we would
was
go
the
into a
entire thing.
whirlpool.
Yeah, we would. Of course, we would go into the whirlpool,
Going.
right? Okay, I'm not
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Great,
no, we would,
fantastic.
yeah.
Somehow
How
you
How are
land
you
on the
guys
couch of
doing?
an
What have you guys
adventure
been up
and
to?
Oh,
Oh, there's a Tato also doing an illusion of recapping what everyone's been doing. They're like near you on the side, like making an illusion with a little PowerPoint presentation, like, and then you. And they're like showing.
Wait, so they're doing this in the open space where like the receptionist?
Yeah, they're
and all
just
that
like
is
near. They're just next to
there?
the
The
players,
receptionist
like,
is just like watching while you guys are talking and this is happening.
They're like, this is the video evidence, right here. Like,
We still haven't said what we actually did with the whirlpool, so.
Yeah,
That-
we're just near it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we've been reading some books.
You know, just normal stuff, and then, we just heard a
Actually,
ruckus.
funny you should mention that. I've actually got some, and he's gonna start pulling the books and scrolls out from his bag of all the Umbra-related stuff.
Ooh, okay. So you start pulling that out, and there's a bunch of information in a bunch of different languages. Some of them, each of you would recognize. So the languages are across the board. They're pretty much all languages. It's as though she collected one of each like different culture and people. So there's like one that's gonna be Fae. There's one that's gonna be like the Scruttles. There's one that's gonna be like every language and every people and stuff. You recognize Mo. You would recognize some of the notes as the handwriting of your aunt. As he's pulling out these scrolls and stuff. Do you pull out the little doodle bob thing, the little whirlpool gem thing?
Oh yeah, there was also this really strange thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm not cursed, I think, so it's not a...
Oh, that's good to know. What day is it?
April
thanks.
Fool's.
What is April?
I don't know.
Oh, we do have
I'm just going to grab
canonically an April
that.
Fool's Day. Does it?
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Oh.
It's called Fool's Folly.
It's in
technically.
celebration of the Fae and
Potatoes.
potatoes.
I don't know. What
Is
day
it
is
today?
it?
Is it Fool's Folly?
Maybe it is.
Oh, you got me again. Well, and then they'll like they'll like get a glove from their cape and get the gem. And could I do an Arcana or a check to see what this is?
Yes.
Wait, why are you wearing gloves? Should I have been wearing gloves while touching that?
Oh well, they just open their cape and you see the 700 rows of all the alchemical ingredients. They're just like, you just can't be too careful. We will talk in 2 hours. And if anything happens, just make sure you just be like Mo. But I'm sure you're fine. Maybe. 50-50. 11 plus 7 for an 18.
Ooh. Is this
Nice.
is this to investigate the
orb
thing?
thing, the whirlpool, yeah. Arcana.
So it is definitely very magical. And I'll just tell you what it is basically. It is used as like a portal gun. If you've ever played Portal. And it is
I freaking love that game.
portal.
Nerd.
Like 2 shots and it makes like the entry and exit portal.
Yes. It works a lot like that. So it's a little bit different in that it can create multiple linking portals. So then you might go through one, come out another, but if you go back through that one, you'll end up in a different space. I can send you the stats and stuff for it, but it specifically only works underwater. So it is not like a general portal gun. It is specifically an underwater portal gun. Kind of thing. But it's a gym.
I don't know. This is like an anime little like side moment where you just see that like somehow Mo pull out goggles and just like maniacal laughing, like what is this? And takes out the spear and just like sparks from like somehow they have like a welding gun and they're just like, what have I found? I mean, what has Toby found? What can this do? And then I don't know, for 10 minutes up to an hour, Mo is just going to be working on something.
I don't know much about libraries, but I'm not. That's a lot of noise. That's not a.
The attendant just kind of walks closer after watching the whole narration done by the Tatos and then seeing Mo just going ham on this random thing in the middle of the library, and then she's just like, well, I'm glad that she's still very passionate about crafting and actually talks to other people now. So that's great, you know? So we'll let her do this, I guess.
Oh, are you a friend of Mo's?
Miss Moira, yes. I mean, not a friend, per se, but a fan, and
They love
appreciate-
her here.
Oh, I mean, watch over.
Love.
The sounds are just getting louder of the welding.
I see. I mean, it's understandably so. Moira is a very impressive individual and friend, and you know, we've stuck our neck out for each other quite frequently. All right, interesting. I guess you're just a fan or a friend. I was hoping for a name.
Oh, my name is something that I don't remember.
I don't
know
think you've
those
told us
times,
yet.
When you forget your name.
I thought we had a name for them last time.
Yeah,
because it's
we
the
do.
same one, right?
Yeah.
Who was over there.
But I don't remember where we put
Wow,
their
and I
name.
remembered Pep.
Yeah.
Quick, note takers. Note takers. in
Note
chat.
takers,
Oh,
who
there
are
we
name?
go.
God, I
Della.
Oh yeah,
There we
Della.
go.
Which we
yeah,
knew.
Which we knew.
Right
I did
away.
not
definitely
I-
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. My name's Della. That I knew. Obviously.
Okay. Yes. Hi. Very nice to meet you. My name is Toby. Do portals not portals? Do whirlpools happen frequently in this library?
No, I've never seen a whirlpool here, though I've heard talks of a whirlpool that led to secret chambers off limits, but I'm not high enough in rank to know more details than that.
So if a person were to accidentally stumble into one of these chambers, would they be in trouble?
Well, if they're not of noble birthright, then yeah, that would be absolutely atrocious. That would be
Oh.
terrible. I mean, you'd be going into an area off limits reserved for the nobles. But then again, you are companions of Miss Moira, so I
Right, and it was an accident. You know, like it's not like I just
Oh, I thought
stumbled.
you were talking about a hypothetical.
Oh
Right.
yes. So
Yeah,
if I hypothetically
Hypothetical.
were to have stumbled into
But you just said it was an accident.
right, we're still speaking in hypotheticals here,
Oh.
right? This entire conversation is hypothetical.
Okay,
I am
so-
hypothetically, Toby, asking a hypothetical question about hypothetically falling into
Hi.
a whirlpool.
Hypothetically, if I were to investigate this further, would I hypothetically have to get you taken away, hypothetically, for your hypothetical crimes?
Hypothetically, that's really good to know.
Uh,
Hey, Twinkle. What's that mean?
What? Hypothetically,
Yeah.
like you're playing a pretend scenario. Like, what if this happened? It didn't actually happen. Hypothetically, that's what that means.
Oh. Thanks. So yeah, hypothetically.
This hasn't happened. None of us have been in areas that we aren't supposed to be in. We're just, making sure that we don't do it accidentally.
Right. But you also just hypothetically said that whirlpools don't happen frequently within the library.
Yes, that doesn't normally happen. No, yeah, it
Right. So it's not supposed to happen, right?
not that I'm aware of. Yeah.
So it's not on me that there was a whirlpool in the library that I might have hypothetically fallen into.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
You know, hypothetically speaking, I'm starting to hypothetically be a little bit suspicious of all of you that all of this chaos might have been your.
What do you mean, suspicious?
I apologize, Moira. It's just
We are educated academics trying to put together theories, and they're going to brandish this spear that has this now gem / whatever cool portal gun onto
Yeah,
the
that's
spear,
really
like,
cool.
They were raising a hypothetical question, I believe. And so at the end of all the trees, there could be certain hypothetical, well, punishments. But again, none of us here have we seen whirlpools?
I mean, there was one here.
I've never
Pat
seen a
could
whirlpool
confirm.
except for today. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is their first time in the library, so a lot of the questions they were asking me about kanji hair and customs and
Right.
our celebration and festivals, and we were going through a lot of it. So
That's
trust
why we're
me.
at the library.
I'm doing a study on hypotheticals. Like my hypothesis is hypothetical hypotheses.
oh,
I do love an inquisitive mind. See, that is what we're trying to nurture. That's why I joined the Adventurers Guild.
It's something that I carried over from the fourth dimension. A lot of hypothetical hypotheses. Hypotenuse.
Excuse me, wait. The fourth dimension?
Falling and falling and then falling. And then
You know,
What?
I think I have something to do in a different area.
There's also a Tato that appears behind them and illusions a little tiny sword and like fire in their eyes.
You know, I'm just gonna go. I trust you to be respectful. You know, you're.
And I always had friends, and I did a lot of things outside the library all the time. I was a well-rounded kanji.
Yes.
I did
'Cause you're not a
play sports.
nerd.
I had
Oh.
a shirt that said I like sports.
You had so many friends, and you were very social.
Yes, you see, 1, 2, 3, and they start just counting all the potatoes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah,
10,
totally
11,
not a
12, all of
nerd.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Mo's the coolest person I've ever met.
See, right there. I heard those words, but
They're
it's
really
fine.
good
I am
at
not hurt.
sports
I have no feelings.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
No,
Hypothetically, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
hypothetically.
Yeah.
Have a good day, hypothetically.
Then
Wait,
she
why
just
would
rounded
we
go.
whisper,
hypothetically
"That was
want
very
her to have a good day? Oh, I'm so confused on this word.
Okay, huddle, real quick. What?
Tato's also like.
Oh,
Perhaps we should talk about this
here.
outside the library. Maybe.
We could just swim straight up.
Wouldn't that look weird?
I mean, this
Swim
library is
straight
like
up.
vertical and weird and stuff, anyway. So.
Do we need anything else here?
We could
Well,
come
I
back
have
later.
the scrolls with my aunt's writing. I have the information I think I need. This, by the way, looking at Toby, this seems to be a, well, portal. Well, now spear, but it can only work in the water, but it links between different locations. But it should work just simply from one point to another, just a portal. Maybe that is what was happening between the two whirlpools?
Maybe. Do you want to see where I found it?
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes, I do. Okay.
And Toby's just gonna swim up.
Wait, so your portal gun makes whirlpools?
Just out loud.
Mo is like tentacles, just straight. My spear does waffles. Yes, Yes, waffles.
I
Waffles
imagine
tomorrow.
this
There
is
is
while
a
you're
great,
swimming up.
oh,
Like,
great place here down by the dock. There is one. Old Granny Mabel. They make the best waffles here in the city. And they just like look around to see if anyone's listening, and then just, oh, okay, yes, I think I should work, but we can test it out somewhere far away from here. After we see where Toby got this.
Okay. So, over there's this glowing. Is the glowing ball of bugs still there?
No.
Oh, good.
The Tato specifically, when you left it there, broke it.
Good. Good on them.
Like, actually,
Huh.
the second you swam away, they kind
Yeah.
of started wanting to cut it and figure, yeah, so.
Huh. Okay, so there was. No, the rope should still be there. Here, over by the edge of the barrier, it's not that far away. There's a cave, and then the cave leads to another cave, and
Oh.
Could
but
we
it's a bit of
still
a tight
sneak?
fit.
yeah.
Could we still sneak?
Yeah.
The past
Let me
squish.
double check
Is
how
it
long
squish
was.
size, or could we go into this cave?
Well, weirdly enough, some of these holes were like Tato shaped, but smaller, like uncomfortably so.
Oh, so we're not gonna fit.
No, I managed to Misty Step out, so, but if we have a portal maker,
True, that is true. I was afraid that possibly doing something within the bounds of the library could start up an alarm, but one little portal can't hurt.
Do you have control over where both portals go?
Yeah, do you have to see it?
Well, that's what I was trying to infuse this with the spear to see if I can direct it like that. But I guess, can I, should I make a check or something for hammering that onto the spear? Or like being an artificer? I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna say you just do it because at this point, you should be so good at that. Like, I imagine your character, like, constantly messing with things and, like, just doing stuff like that, that you're probably like, oh, yeah, I know how to do
Oh, 1
this."
second.
Yeah, right away.
Anime glasses glint just.
Oh.
Got it. Got it. Well, I guess let's get close enough and test it out first. I can be the first test subject if any of the Tatos are interested, and they'll look to the Tatos. You could be the first ones in my papers, and they'll like swim together towards where the location is and point their spear, but they're not going to point it within. They're doing like a test one, just right outside, like small enough in their little huddle, one and another one, and like the first Tato to like swim to Mo's hand, they'll just direct to the first portal.
Ooh.
oh, do we find the location first?
Yeah, you guys get in a general range. There is still like the rope around, but there's no longer the bugs.
Yeah. I'd say it actually would have been way harder to see if it wasn't for Mo's kind of vision, because it's mostly dark over there, but, you know, you can still see the electromagnetic stuff.
Yes. Oh, nobody's gotten the gun yet, the little bubble blower.
No, they got a
Oh.
nat 20 in one spot, but that's not where the bubble gun was.
Gum.
The bubble gum.
Yeah, it's hard.
Um,
Not the bubble blowing bubble gum.
Oh man.
a bubble blowing.
You
double
send
baiting?
a little Tato through, and I see Ember said for the good of the mission, I will go. So I'm
I
saying
think Anari
Ember
wants to go too.
goes in, and Anari wants to go in too. They go into the one portal, and they do not come out the other side. On the other.
Oh. Oh.
You know, I've already walked through a whirlpool portal once today. I'm pretty sure twice wouldn't hurt.
But we
No,
don't know
But
where
this
you
could link to
go.
other ones, so maybe they have went to something that wasn't linked to this. Or maybe that one is a stopping point that links to this. Or another
How
one.
many portals are open at once?
I have no idea. All I know from my little research is that is multiple.
What happened? Like, there's that little tally on that thing that's like 1, 2, 3.
They like flip over. Is there a tally?
You see the
Hey, sometimes the
swirls.
instructions are in the back of the box.
You
And I
see
always
the
throw it out before I
swirls?
cook stuff.
You're like, huh.
How to use magic item. Whoa!
This is so
You
cool.
see the swirls on the little gem as you use it, as you made the 2 portals. And there are there would now be 3 glowing swirls, like lines of the swirl now. And you see one that's faded, that's like dark and swirling, but it's not glowing, implying basically that you can create 4 portals. And you just have to figure out how they're linked to one another. So currently there's 3 portals, 2 that you just made, and 1 that you don't know where it is going.
That's where the potatoes went.
Mo's
Well-
gonna create 1 more. See the tally go up to 4.
Mhm.
Do any of the potatoes come out?
Mm-mm. But you
Okay,
can send them
Here
through other
again.
ones.
What if, does anybody have a rope? Maybe we could tie a rope around one of us and go
I
through.
do have a rope. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
It's not infused right
rope.
now, so it's a regular rope.
I'll go. I don't really mind.
You sure?
No, this is incredible for the
Are you
World
sure?
of science?
I'm
Are you
able
sure?
to. I'm able to get out of tight spots at
Oh,
least
I am
3 more
too.
times today.
I can only do it once, but I can get out. I have dimension door if I need it.
Again, should we sign a waiver form?
I'm sorry. How long have we known each other, Mo? And you're now bringing up waiver form?
Again, I don't test on any of my inventions on any of you. This is actually the first time.
Huh.
Yeah.
I usually test it myself. Like I did say I would go in it myself.
As long as we have a rope.
Like
Well-
Ellie's backpack and parachute. I did jump over the side to test it.
Well,
was
do
very
you have a way to get out if you went in and you were trapped?
Yes.
Oh.
So if you wanted to, I can make this a little bigger and I can go myself. But
Well,
if you are
I'm feeling
curious,
like,
I'm not going to stop curiosity.
I'm feeling like the 3 of us already know how to like get out of tight situations.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, and the 3 of us, and then I feel bad about like leaving Ellie behind here if we were just like like
I'm the one with the rope.
I say one of us should go, and 3 of us should hold the rope. And
Yeah.
then only if we cannot get to the other one, then we will send a second being in.
Do we have a second rope?
Well, I was going to just tie it around the second person, so we're all in just one rope, like a,
Oh,
like
that's
a
gonna
nerd's
work.
rope.
Because if they have one end and we have one end, if you tie
Well-
it to another end, then we don't have any end.
No, so one rope, and you twist it around one person, and they hold one side and they go in, and then the second person you just make them go around in a loop-de-loop. We've tied shoes together. It's like when you put the 2 little ears and then you.
I don't wear shoes.
Most
I
of
don't
you
either,
don't.
honestly.
Well, we've tied things like your.
I mean, I get what you're
Words
saying.
and
but We
accents.
do also have a rope, so we
Okay.
can make this
Nice.
less confusing.
Two ropes is better than one rope.
Great. Who's going?
Number 1.
I'm gonna step back.
I'll go. Okay. How about Mo goes first, and then I'll go second, and then yeah.
And then
Yeah.
if all goes wrong, then me and Ellie will walk in together.
Why don't we just pull on the rope?
Okay,
yeah,
let's do
we'll
that
tug.
first. Yeah, one tug is. No, hold on. we gotta increase the number. 5 tugs is it's safe and you should come over.
Why 5?
7 tugs is it's gonna be very it's we made it over and we're alive, but you shouldn't come over yet.
Okay, wait. Let me.
How about this? I can do an alarm spell, and what we can do.
And then if we don't feel anything or the rope snaps, then we know what happened.
Why is it not just like 2 tugs? Come on over. 3 tugs, please.
Well, because
Get me
very clearly, you know, like you could accidentally tug once or
Too
twice,
many tugs.
but like
Well-
if you tug 5 times, it's very clear.
It has to be like in
in
Then we would
succession,
be
in a
holding
rhythm.
onto the thing, waiting for the 7.
What
when
is
actually it's the danger.
Yeah, what's
And the
6?
reason why I put a gap between 5 and 7 is because you can accidentally tug one too many times.
Okay. But how do you know? What if they miscounted and that they tugged 6 when they meant to tug 7?
Good point.
Then
What
we'll
if you don't
flip
know
a
how to
coin.
count?
So maybe it should be 5 and 8.
That's a good idea. Let's do 5 and 8.
What was 8 again? What was 7/8 again?
8 is it's dangerous, but don't come over.
Okay.
It's dangerous. I'm alive, but don't come over.
The chat
What
is
about we
censoring
don't have
all
one
of my
for
jokes.
Get Out?
I can't write any of my jokes.
Can we? Is 10 then Get Me Out? Because that seems like a
That's
lot
excessive.
of fuss if you're in an
How about,
emergency.
how about 3 is
Okay.
get me out? Because I feel like doing 10 for get me
too
out
long.
is
That's too long.
yeah, that's just too many. So we'll do 3.
Go in.
This whole time that you're talking about the number of tugs
Tugs.
and stuff, I just imagine like Mo going through and there being like this giant anglerfish looking thing, and it just like grabs her like a dog shaking a dog toy, and you guys are getting the tugs, and you're sitting there going, "One,
No,
two,
if Mo
how
goes in,
many?"
they're going to- they just quietly right before they get the anglerfish, they're just saying like, fine, 10 tugs, got it, 3 by Spark and Sting for science we begin, and then just completely got taken by this. 3, 4, 5, 10.
But then someone wasn't holding the rope on the other side. They're like,
what's happening? What's that
Maybe
three?
if there's more tugs than there's supposed to be. That probably also means danger.
Okay.
Oh
13,
my
14,
gosh.
15. We didn't have a code for 15.
Okay.
You know,
I think we got it.
oh my goodness. Okay, so Mo, you go through the portal.
right away with no issues. There's
no
nothing
issues.
happens.
You are in a
Do I need to change music?
at this point I don't even know, you're fine.
This sounds cool.
Okay. If it even plays.
Wait.
Oh.
Anyway, you are in a very dark, but it's fine because you're kanji. But really creepy, unsettling maze-like area that is built out of the debris of what looks like an older version of your city. So these are pieces of structures and design elements that you would recognize from your city, broken and shambled and made into walls around you, like you're within a maze built by the ruins of your city. And that will be where we end it for tonight.
Yay!
Eh. All right.